All right, next up on our wine training, we're gonna hit really the top of the list here at light and bright. And so just like the category says, these are our really lighter white wines. These are wines that are great for not only pairing with lighter shellfish, things like shrimp cocktail and oysters, but are also good just for the customer that wants to come in and grab a quick glass of wine at the bar. Something to take note on our wine list in general, we really focus on our New World wines being from California, right? And then our Old World wines, some of my favorites, we put a lot of emphasis on French wine. You know, and honestly, as the owner of Blue Island, that's a total personal preference for me. You know, I like French wines. I think they go really well with my style of food. But in this category, we had to go outside of that, right? And so in this category, we have one of our only Italian wines, which is a Pinot Grigio by the glass. We have our Albarino, which is a Spanish wine. And of course, the third wine on there, which we don't serve by the glass, is the Muscadet, which is a French wine, somewhat of a rarer French wine, but is also known, very important that we know this here at Blue Island, it's a very traditional pairing to oysters, right? Like Muscadet to oysters, to me, is like beets and goat cheese. They just go together, right? So tell us a little bit about these two wines.
All right, so the first one you got here is the Pinot Grigio. Right now we are pouring the La Fiera. Pinot Grigios in general are known for being very light, very tart, very crisp, and having a very good minerality to them. Minerality you can think of like almost slate on a river, or limestone, things like that. So this usually goes for people that are looking for just a very light, very easy drinking, you might say house wine. Normally your La Fiera, your Pinot Grigio is going to be a great entry point for that. Still makes a very good seafood wine. It's got that good acidity, it's got that crisp salinity, it goes really well with oysters, really well with white fish.
It's got a beautiful light hay color, right? And when I smell it, I also get a lot of floral in the nose as well, which I think I prefer. It's pretty. It's a pretty wine,
absolutely,
and it's really approachable, right? You know, something to take note on, and you can speak to if you'd like, is that I think that when someone orders Pinot Grigio, they're asking for help. Sometimes, you know, they're like, I ordered Pinot Grigio because I think this is what I know.
That's about the only
so
one
I think
know.
that if we read our guest right, it's like, to me, it's like, hey, I'll have a glass of Pinot Grigio. Well, you know, absolutely, but have you ever tried this? If you're feeling like it's an opening sometimes to sell something else.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So, this could be your jump off point into anything like Chablis, Sancerre. Sean was saying if they're looking for bottles, Muscadet. If somebody's asking for a Pinot Grigio, Muscadet is a great one to try to get them into if you want to explore, move them on beyond that. But you know, as I said before, sometimes somebody comes in, they just want a Pinot Grigio because they just want light, easy drinking, and this guy
it's without a doubt one of our best sellers.
Yeah,
we move a lot of Pinot Grigio. Well, tell me about the Albarino, because I know it's one of your favorites.
Yeah, so this is the Albarino. This is actually a pretty, it's interesting with Albarinos. It seems like people either know them or they don't. People that know them love them. This one right now that we're pouring is the Castro Martin A20. Probably one of the better Albarinos I've had. As you can kind of see next to the Fiera, it's got a little bit of a deeper yellow color to it, still very pale, still very light. Get a lot more kind of floral notes on the Mackay. This one's not going to have the same level of minerality that your Pinot Grigio has. This one's going to be a little more fruity, a little more fun. This is a little more of a hot weather white wine. This is something you can enjoy more on a patio. This is something you might enjoy. You know, you can easily pair it with oysters, but this one also goes well with any of our kind of appetizers. You know, some of our fried calamari with the sweet and spicy sauce.
I think you nailed it with that. That's exactly what I was thinking about. It's like the honeysuckle in the nose of this, and that bright green apple acidity. I immediately think Asian food.
Yeah,
right? So
absolutely.
Like calamari all day, and then I just took a sip of it. I immediately want to eat.
Yeah.
Right. So this is like that's
the acidity. That's what you're looking for. That's why these are food wines. The whole idea is it kind of drives the salivation in your palate a little bit. It makes your mouth salivate, makes you want to eat something.
So this is great wine, right? Like as soon as people sit down, depending upon their mood, it's like, hey, you know, let's get you into a bottle of Albarino to get you started. You know, you pour out the bottle real quick. By the time you come back to the table, they're starving. Right? They're like, give us food.
And let's get the oysters rolling. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, great. You know, these are great wines. Again, this is the light and bright category.